Alright guys, so this video is, as the title says probably, unwrapping this 3D printer. It's a Centauri Carbon. So this has got all the reviews, very good design apparently, Elgoo, yeah. It's supposed to be the best printer you can get for budget printer, €300 enclosed. So what I'm going to do in this video is just going to unbox it. So if you're thinking about buying it, you know what to expect, what to go through. I've ordered this printer through 3dhub.gr, Greek company. This is how they've sent it. This is literally how it's come from the courier. It's massively heavy box. I didn't really expect it to be. It's about 4 times heavier than what I expected. It must be 30 kilo. It is, well, 20 kilo maybe. It is really heavy. So I've ordered the printer. Let's get into the opening. I've ordered the printer with some filaments. So I'm expecting this is what's on top of this printer. The reason I've ordered this one, the reason I've ordered this printer, 3D printer, is apparently it can print nylon without any modification. So it's an enclosed print area, which is supposed to be, I think, is necessary for nylon, and it's got a hardened tip, and it's got the temperature capability to be able to do nylon. So these are the filaments I've ordered with it. I've ordered the one nylon. I've ordered a cheap PLA. So the plan is to use the cheap PLA just to print out the things, check the sizes and what have you, check it's come out properly, and then when I'm happy with the design, I'll print them out in nylon. Basically, I need to be able to print things that are temperature resistant, so that's why I've gone with the nylon. So this is the box. I don't see any damage on it, to be fair. It's got handles on it, which are super handy. Yeah, box seems super, no problems at all. And then let's just open it up and see what we've got inside. Recommended keep box and packaging for 30 days in case chance I need to return it. Okay, fair enough. At the top we've got user manual, and it's got a user guide here, how to unpack it. So let's have a quick look what it says here. Take out foam and toolkit from the printer. So it comes with this on top, not sure what that is doing. Comes with this lid. So this is keeping this nice and sorted. What do we have here? I expect maybe this is the print bed or the door probably. I'll just put that there, and then we've got this big huge piece of foam. Yeah, very decent, good packaging on it. I think this would do a good job of protection. This is one of my worries when ordering with a courier rather than going to the shop to picking it up, is it going to survive being with a transport company, you know? Sometimes they're not as careful as they could be, but this is very well packed so far. And then we come on to the printer itself, which is surrounded by more foam. I'm probably going to have to put this on the ground, guys. I'm going to pull it out, hopefully it will come. Maybe we can take these foam pieces out of the side first. Yeah, super thick foam. Really well packed. There must be another one here. There is. Let's pull this one out. Okay, and now let's see if it comes out. It does. And it's a super heavy printer, guys. But no, it seems to be the actual printer is heavy. I'm not sure what we're looking at here. I expect all this has got to come out. Normally I don't like reading the manual, but I'm going to make an exception in this case. So we've taken the glass out, and then it's telling us to take the foam out. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the foam is supporting the print head. It says to take this out. What is this? Build platform. Oh, it comes with a glue stick. Comes with a bit of filament. Comes with some tools, a screw, something to scrape maybe. And what's this? Grease for 3D printer. Okay. We've got this, which I suppose is to hold the reel. Plug, obviously. And then we've got the display separate as well. And we've got more foam in here. So it's saying here, unlock the heated bed. Alright, okay, so let's open the door. Okay, door is open. So this must be for the control panel. I think this is attached to a ribbon. I think this would be very easy to rip off. So let's do the other side here, and hopefully very gently, and this will pull off here. So yeah, take care with that, not to rip this. Okay, so it's saying, I'm assuming this is going to be the printer head here. Going to our toolkit. Find the Allen that we need. This looks like a small Allen. I mean, it's so small. Yeah, it must be this. Isn't it? Install the touchscreen, says is next. So touchscreen is here. So that hooks onto there like that. Not a lot of slack on this, to be fair. Going to be a bit of dexterity. Really? Or maybe it comes out a bit further. Very fiddly. It feels in. So we'll just slide this ribbon back in, and it hooks on there like so. It says connect to internet and update the firmware before use, which I might or might not do. So what's the next step here? Plug it in. Okay guys, so we'll find a place to put it. This is my first time ever with a 3D printer. So I'm going to cut the end of this off so it's a nice smooth end on it. None of this is in the manual. This is the hole, so I'm just going to feed that in there, it says, until the screen has come on. Saying here that I need to check it's free of foreign objects. So I've taken out all the foam. There was foam in here. Taken off the cardboard on that. I don't see anything else in there. So that looks good to go. Language selection. English, very important to get that right. Use hex key to remove the heat bed screws. I've done that. It's only showing one here, but I saw, oh, there's three. Oh, it's showing me a green dot at the back. Aha. Is there one at the back as well? Yes, there is. Okay, there's three, not two. Only two of them have got. Only two of them have got the orange sticker. Okay, so that's all three screws done. Click confirm. Ensure the thing is free of foreign objects. Well, look, my first 3D printer. I'm not sure what's foreign, but I think everything looks like it should be there. Confirm. Device self-check. Start self-check process. Place the build plate correctly with side A facing up. The process is expected to last at least 30 minutes. The build plate must be the thing that was on the top. Let me quickly get it. No. No, this is actually, this is the lid. This is the lid. Not the build plate. This is the build plate. See guys, told you, I've never done this before. With side A facing up. Okay, so it's got an A here, so this must be side A facing up. Should I get rid of this blue sticker that's on it? It's magnetic. I think I'm going to leave that there. And then I'm going to click start. Device self-check. Do not touch printer during self-checking. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to run. Process. And there's like something's buzzing inside. It's vibrating as well. It smells a bit. It's even vibrating the floor now. So it's just said it's completed the process, setup process. I've clicked confirm, and then it's given me this menu here. Then the manual goes on to first print. It says click the settings. Set the nozzle temperature to a suitable temperature for the filament, i.e. e.g. 220 for PLA, which is what's in it. So what I do, go there. 220, okay. Wait for the temperature to reach a set value, then click repeatedly the down. So it's the temperature is increasing slowly. Preheating. There was a glob of filament on the end, but it's gone over the scraper at the back, and that's dropped to here. So that was what was on the print head. And then it's just printed. And it's come off the bed here. So what do? I can do stop, cancel. So it says if adhesion of the build rate decreases after prolonged use. Okay. I press stop and it's still going. So I'm going to press stop. So what I'm going to do is get the glue and I'm going to put some onto the build plate. I don't know, what do this? No idea how much I'm supposed to put on, if it's supposed to be even. I've just put a random amount on. Like I said, this is the first time I 3D print anything. So I'm just going to go back and try it again and see if this glue does anything. It seems pretty wet. It's a different problem to before. Pet G, so maybe I've got the wrong temperature. So it's stuck to the bed alright this time. So the glue seems to have done something. Oh, 250. I'll go okay. Put it to 250. Looks like I've got to do it manually. But it's lost. It doesn't know where it is now. Okay, so let's stop that. If I start at 250, maybe this is my issue before. I'll come to print. Okay, and it's at 250. But it's dropped to 140 for some reason. If I go this, can I resume into home? Let me see if I can put 250 in here and then press OK. Does that bring? Okay, so we've got 250 now. The temperature's coming back up, so that's an interesting thing. Let's see if this makes any difference. See, it's gone back to 210. Had it 250. Okay. It doesn't look as stringy now, to be fair. So maybe it was a temperature thing. I'm still getting those strings like it did before. So that was unusual. I had to set it twice to try to override it. I can see there's a bit of flare coming on at the back. Bit fluffy. There's 55%, it says there's 6 minutes to go, so we'll check back when it's finished and see what we have. Okay, it says print is complete, 15 minutes and 4 seconds, and I think it predicted was around 15 minutes as well. So this is what we've got. Looks decent enough. So if you just release it from the bed, knot comes off relatively easily. what kind of print do we have? You see this texturing at the top. The sides look good. This bit of the back I thought was a bit of a nightmare, but actually it's not. It's come out good. It's come out alright. The walls are good. The walls are good quality. That's it, guys. I've had it now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and I've been printing, and the thing, it just works. The Elgoo's, it's supplied with the slicer. Very simple. Just get your STL imported into it. The only thing I've changed on that is the infill. You slice it all. You create the G file. You save it to SD card. You bring the SD card over to the USB slot. You go to folders. You select USB card. You select the print that you want. It imports it into the local memory, and you click go. And like I said, I've been printing stuff and it just works. The only thing that I've noticed with it is that you do have to set the temperature twice. You can set it once, it will go, and then as it's about to start it will reset to say 120°C. So you just have to go to the temperature and reset it. You've got to do that twice at different times. Just keep an eye on the temperature. If you see a drop below what you've set, just go into it and do it again. It's got different speeds on it. You can have, I think the speed is slow, silent and normal. The slower speed, it does make a stronger print, noticeably stronger. So it depends what you're printing. If you don't need it strong, then just print it at normal speed. If you need something stronger, obviously print it slower. I'm using PETG. I've been using it with the door closed because it's quite noisy when it's open, and like I said, I haven't had any problems. Very good printer. It just works. If you can make your STL files, I'm personally using SketchUp to make them. The slicer's very easy. You can do the auto orientate and it just does it all for you. Very good. For me, like I said, I'm an amateur. I've only printed a PETG yet. I'll probably move on to the nylon when I get some bags so I can keep them dry. I don't want to spoil a nylon by having it out in the open. But yeah, it just works from my experience. I can't talk about longevity, how long it's going to last. But yeah, very simple to use and minimal tuning. Just you'll maybe have to tune with the nozzle temperature like I have, but apart from that, it just works, guys. So that's my first experience of 3D printing, guys. If you're thinking about getting this Elgoo Centauri Carbon, you're wondering what it's like. Yeah, well, for me as a total beginner, yeah, I'd say I'd recommend it. It's a bit more expensive than the Ender V3 SCKE, like the bed, what do they call it, a bed thrower. But for this, I like it. It's enclosed. Like I said, you don't have to do any modifications or buy any cases if you want to build nylon stuff. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with it, and like I said, I'm an amateur, but I'd say it's worth probably paying the extra to get something that you can just plug in and print, and it's ready for nylon if you need to print parts that are temperature resistant. Guys, that's enough waffling for now. As I said, hopefully you found the video interesting. If you did, you want to see more videos like this, give the video a like if you've got time, subscribe to the channel, look after yourselves, see you next time. Oh, and also if you've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments.